Welcome back, children, to our English class. I hope all of you are safe and sound in your houses. So, today we'll start with this lesson. Shall we start? Yes, I know you all are very much ready with it. Okay, in the previous class, we were talking about the sea voyage, which is considered to be the most adventurous one. In the ancient days, this sea voyage was undertaken by great sailors, and the best example of this is Columbus. You all know about Columbus. I know that. But it's not as comfortable and easy as it seems. Okay. Uh, it is it's very difficult because the life on ship sometimes becomes very torturesome. The sailors have to travel miles and miles before they reach their destiny, and in between, there are many hardships that they might have to face, like scarcity of food. Now, scarcity of food, when it comes in, they can compensate it with the seafood. That is, they can catch some fishes and all those. But there is another scarcity that they find very difficult to compensate. That is fresh water. You have water all around, but fresh water, you cannot drink that saline water that is there in the sea. That's why, in the rhyme of the ancient mariner, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, he talks about this particular condition when he says, water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. The reason is that the ship of the mariner is in the sea, in the middle of the sea, and there is water all around, but there is scarcity of fresh water, and they cannot just take that saline water and drink it. So that is another thing, fresh water, scarcity of fresh water. The most important problem, or the biggest threat, you can say, that these sailors face is the climatic change. Now, when these climatic changes come about, that is storm, rain, hail, all these things also affect the sea. Now, on the land you are safe somewhat, but when you are in the sea, huge waves, they just dash against your ship, and there might be some shipwreck. So this particular sea voyage, and when you take nowadays people go on cruise. Okay, they go aboard the ship. Now there is something like people have that vomiting tendency in the flight, on road. Okay, when they go in the car, bus, some people experience the same thing on the train. Okay, so this particular thing happens even on ship, because the smell of the sea is not that inviting or not that appreciating. You cannot appreciate that smell of the sea. So today we'll see how this Gordon Cook and his family starts with their sea voyage, and Gordon Cook wants to take up this particular sea voyage, and he starts working long before, in fact, long before he takes up the journey. So today, children, we are going to start with page number 13 of the lesson. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together, by Gordon Cook and Ellen East. Are you ready for the lesson, children? Okay, let's start. In July 1976, my wife Mary, son Jonathan, 6 years, daughter Suzanne, 7, and I set sail from Plymouth. So, 3 people, and that is 4 people, they set on sail in July 1976. Who are the people? Gordon Cook, his wife Mary, son Jonathan, who is 6 years, daughter Suzanne, who is 7 years. Okay. Plymouth, England, to duplicate the round the world voyage made 200 years earlier by Captain James Cook. So, James Cook is considered as one of the great sailors. Okay, and he was the one who took up round the world voyage. Voyage actually it's sailing. Okay, taking a journey or going around on ship. So, Captain Cook that is James Cook, was the person who had taken up this particular challenge. That is, you go around the world, you cover the whole world, and that voyage was made 200 years earlier. So our Gordon Cook also wanted to duplicate this journey. That is, he also wanted to go around the world as Captain Cook, as Captain James Cook had done 200 years back. For the longest time, Mary and I, a 37-year-old businessman, had dreamt of sailing in the wake of the famous explorer, and for the past 16 years, we had spent all our leisure time honing our seafaring skills in the British sea waters. So, here he is saying that his wife Mary and he himself, he is 37-year-old businessman, they have dreamt of sailing. Okay, and they wanted to sail in the same way as Captain James Cook did, and for this they have spent 16 long years, okay, honing our seafaring skills. Honing our seafaring skills means perfecting their skills to tackle the difficult situations in the sea. Okay, so perfecting their skills to tackle the difficult situations in sea. So that's what they were doing for the past 16 years. And where were they trying their skill in the British waters. Our boat, Wave Walker. Now, this is the name of the boat that they are going to use for their journey. What is the name? Wave Walker. A 23-meter and 30-ton wooden hulled beauty had been professionally built, and we had spent months fitting it out and testing it in the roughest weather we could find. So, this Wave Walker was 23 meters and 30 ton and was made of wood. And it was really, she was very beautiful to look at. And she was professionally made. This Wave Walker was made professionally. Not just any person went around and made a ship and then went. No, she was made professionally so that she could fight any climatic change or any rough weather of the sea. And after that, this Gordon Cook and his wife Mary, they spent a lot of time, okay, months, okay, testing this particular ship in the roughest weather in the British waters. So that they can make it sure that this ship can take up all the rough weathers in the sea. But rough weather in the near the shore and in the middle of the sea, there are differences in that. The first leg of our planned 3-year, 105,000 kilometers journey passed pleasantly as we sailed down the west coast of Africa to Cape Town. So, the first step that they had taken was their journey, which passed very comfortably when they sailed from west coast of Africa to Cape Town. So, they started their journey from west coast of Africa to Cape Town, and this journey was very comfortable and pleasant one, and they enjoyed it. There, before heading east, we took on 2 crewmen, American Larry Vigil and Swiss Herb Sigler. So, these were the two people whom they had taken up as their crewmen, because there were only 4 on the ship, and now they have 2 more people. And to help us tackle one of the world's roughest seas, the Southern Indian Ocean. So, the Southern Indian Ocean is considered as the roughest sea. So, because you cannot predict the climate out there. And once the storm starts, the waves and the sea changes its mode and attitude. Okay, it will just play with you like anything. So, that was the ultimate thing they were scared of. Okay, and they were ready with these 2 crewmen and the 4 of them on board to fight the roughest weather on the Southern Indian Ocean. Okay, children, today we'll stop with this. Next day we'll continue with the lesson. Thank you. Have a good day.